are getting sick from these so-called vaccines. And they're so sick from them. Let's do a little recap on the vaccines that are supposedly so safe and effective for all of us to take that we don't have a choice to take it. They're so safe and effective that they can mandate them against our will because there's no chance for serious adverse reaction or death. Then all of a sudden they have to ban the AstraZeneca vaccine because of the serious chance of death or adverse reaction. Now, just 2 days ago, the FDA and the CDC severely limited the emergency use authorization for the Johnson & Johnson vaccine because it's killing people with blood clots and thrombosis. So that's the next vaccine to get limited. Except here in Canada, where they keep telling us we need to follow the science, Dr. Tam has assured us that the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is safe and effective. So while the US is banning it for their citizens, now they can sell all those vaccines that are now garbage in the US to Canada, and we can use them on us until enough people start dying, just like with AstraZeneca, that they'll have to ban it here. But you're still not going to have a choice but to take it. That's the narrative they're trying to set. And the narrative is so ridiculous that in order to try to defend himself, what did Trudeau say the other day? He told everybody to F off, and he literally ran away. Literally, I'm not making that up. And on the world stage, he's looking like, they call him a pariah, they call him a dictator, they call him a disgrace to democracy. His career and his freedom are hanging on by a thread. They want you to think that this is over. They want you to think that they won and that their agenda is going forward. The reality is, their agenda was to have 70% of the world triple jabbed by June of this year. That's what it was. The WEF said so, Bill Gates said so, the WHO said so. Well, guess where they're at in the world right now? About 15% triple jab. Woo-hoo! So give yourselves a round of applause. That means we've won. But that doesn't mean they gave up. That just means they changed tactics. They know that brute force won't work. Because brute force was met with our brute force, and our brute force was stronger than theirs. So now they're using subversion. They want you to worry about Vladimir Putin and Ukraine while they're passing new laws over here that make you less free. Bill 100 just got passed. Nobody's talking about it. It's basically the same as the emergency order that they used to stop the trucker convoy. Only now it's law forever, and if you do a protest that they deem is a threat to national security, they can freeze your bank accounts, they can confiscate your property, and they don't even have to charge you with a crime. And there's no recourse for you. I know people that have had their bank accounts frozen for over a month without even getting a reason provided, without getting any recourse from the bank. The banks won't even talk to them. I went to Royal Bank myself. Royal Bank, let's call them out. They're a member of the World Economic Forum. It's right on their website. So they're pushing the digital ID like mad. And when I talked poorly about them in one of my speeches, I ended up going to the bank and trying to access my account, and guess what they told me? They pretended like they had no idea who I was. And I brought them my ID. It's not like I just walked in there and said, hey, I'm special, help me. And you know what they said? They said, well, you need your passport because that's the ID that you opened the bank with. So I went home, I got my passport. I even got my wife, our marriage license, her IDs from the United States because she's an American citizen, and we gave them everything. I even had a lawyer on the phone who could attest to my identity. I answered all their questions. I even accessed the email on file and my e-statements for them. Gave them the last wire transfer that I had done. You know what they told me? Oh, your bank account's not frozen, sir, but I'm sorry, we simply cannot verify your identity, so you can't access your bank. But this sounds really ridiculous, so if you would wait right here, I'm going to call the fraud department, and I'm sure we could sort this out for you. You know who she called? The RCMP. And they tried to have me arrested for supposedly causing a disturbance at the bank. Meanwhile, I just thought she was calling the fraud department, so my wife and I were sitting patiently waiting for them to solve the problem. So the police had to let us go. But this is the beginning of the social credit score. And that's another law that's going through right now.